It almost seems like a day ago that we got taken on one of the best 20 minutes a single game direct has ever had. And so, let's talk about it a lot more because it's us. We cannot talk about Xenoblade enough. Hey everyone, welcome back to another Xenoblade Drip Drop Drip Feed, because this time around we are speaking and we are going to break down elements of the Nintendo Direct that took place yesterday. Now, for those who are interested and curious, we have our analysis video and our reaction videos already up on the channel, but hey, if you want to give those a watch or just watch the Direct yourself, in which case I say go ahead. It is a fantastic 20 minutes and honestly, in my opinion, one of the best, if not the best single game directs Nintendo has ever done. Got so much in so quickly and effectively that honestly, not only am I looking forward to Xenoblade even more, say dude, I understand a lot more about the combat, the game and so on and so forth. But hey, so there's that. We're here to just talk about some of the highlights. So to speak, and to give a few details that weren't inherently explained in the Direct, sort of like little details that have come out after the fact. So let's start off with a few highlights here and there. And again, this comes from direct from Monolith of Japan. Thank you very much, Monopon, for that tidal wave that you gave us yesterday.
6 hours early.
But I digress. Let's go. It says the lifespan of people of Kiev. Because now, I gotta correct myself, we've been saying a long time that it's been Kiev. However, if we're just going simply by the direct pronunciation, it's actually pronounced Kevis. Now, I don't know, I'd love to hear your thoughts about which one you prefer. Honestly, I can give or take both, but still, it's an intriguing correction we need to make, quote unquote. And Agnes is 20 years. People born to fight have been trained as soldiers since childhood and are also competing with enemy nations for a 10-year lifespan. Soldiers who have reached the end of their lives at the end of the battle will be seen by the Queen in the adult ceremony and will return to heaven. This seems to be the greatest honor. Now, little things to break down here. Now, I'm not going to go into direct spoilers in case you do not want to see the Direct but still are curious to see what's been going on. Essentially, these guys have 10 years to live, and if they survive those 10 years on battle, because they go directly from being born, quote unquote, to fighting, and for all those 10 years, if they live, then they get to go to heaven, essentially. And the one who sends them there are their respective leaders. Now, for me, this kind of puts my mind at ease, because if you look at it this way, what do the people of this world do? They're born, 10 years, they try to survive, and if they survive 10 years, then they die anyway.
Yeah.
It's like, no? If it was a case of you survived 10 years, you no longer have to fight, you're free, you know, you can live your own life, then you know what, fantastic, awesome. But no, it's like, no, 10 years are up, you die anyway. Now for me, this does not seem like one thing that either Melia or Nia would do. Especially Melia, because she hates the cycle of life and death, so to speak.
Yeah.
So yeah, so something is definitely, like, this is not something a Melia would do. Which again, kind of puts my mind at ease to say, yeah, this isn't the Melia that we know, love, and want to give a hug to. But I digress. Now, there are some thoughts and feelings in which we do have as to why this is, or the reasoning behind our theories. It's actually explained more in our analysis video, so to avoid spoilers for anyone who doesn't want to actually get those types of things, you can see that in the video, which we'll link somewhere. And further on, it does say here, like, the 10-year lifespan. Well, what happens? Well, we have heard this similar in previous trailers, including the Direct itself, but we'll give it a bit more context here. However, many soldiers are exhausted in battle and their lives become red particles and are absorbed by the fire clock of life that shines in the center of the Iron Giant of the enemy country. People belong to each Iron Giant and die even if the stock of the fire clock of life runs out. So defeating the enemy is essential for living. Now for me, this is interesting, because it's basically feeding a giant.
Yeah.
Where have we seen that before? Where has that sort of mechanic done? And for me, it also clears up something that I was kind of thinking about during the initial Direct, in which I thought, Is the robot absorbing anyone willy-nilly? Is it absorbing someone from the other side? But no, it turns out Kevis will be absorbed by Kevis stuff and so on and so forth. But again though, the flame clock, it's definitely going to be something to look out for, because that's going to play a big part in the story, I feel.
Yeah.
On top of that, we got to get proper context officially in English on what the marks on everyone's body is. And it's as follows. The people of Kiev and Agnes, or Kevis, whatever, I'm going to be so used to calling it Kievs, have a stamp somewhere on their bodies. It's a red stamp when you're born, but as you get older, the colour changes from red to black. You see remain life looking at the carved seals. And it's as follows. We see other ones on top here, especially Mio, Senna, and Noah. So, things to look out for. And again, I highly recommend that you watch the direct yourself, but like, Mio, oh my heart.
Yeah.
Already you've been handed a bad hand. I don't want that.
She's the Melia of the game.
Uh-huh. I hope she gets a love interest. Don't do her dirty like that, Monolith. And now we get context for what the red and blue eyes are on these characters. So, here we are. The Kevis soldiers have their right eyes and Agnes soldiers have their left eyes, showing their remaining lives. Even though it can be seen that the stock of the Iron Giant's flower clock of life is running low, this pupil displays not only the rest of the life, but also various information necessary for combat actions. And it's also a Sugamono?
Sugaremono.
So it's Sugaremono that has a communication function with friends. Basically, it's sort of like a scanner, essentially. Now, of course, there's jargon, which is probably just for effects. However, though, in the direct, you can definitely see that you can see the person's weapons, their lifespans, and if you have the weapon skills downloaded. Something it doesn't show here, but Mio's weapon is something Noah has never seen. But what he does, he scans it, and just by learning her memories, he knows how to use those rings pretty quickly. So that is an interesting system, and it makes sense narrative-wise how someone can just go from not having a weapon in their lives to like, oh, I know how to use this. So again, it's a nice little touch and something I have to appreciate Monolith for. And now, here is the second big thing regarding the narrative. We have, I'm just going to put it outright, I'm going to assume the antagonists.
Yeah.
The antagonists, and I'm hoping there's going to be some more depth to this. It's not just going to be so cut and dry, but I'll just say it anyway. The council, who governs both Kevis and Agnes, are using the castles of the queens each country and travel to colonies around the world. The chiefs of the colony are fighting under the orders of the council. And here we are. Nia and Melia are not just in charge overall. They are being bossed around by these guys.
It's like the Queen and the Prime Minister.
Yeah, pretty much. Or maybe like, say, Laura Fear, who has authority in Hyentia, but of course we know where that led to. Here is an interesting thing about these specific characters. Specifically, their headgear. They represent various animals. This guy, for example, seems like a bit of a bird man. Others, we have a Medusa, as well as butterflies, as well as other things which have yet to be obscured almost. But still though, I'm gonna guess these have meanings, and these are gonna be essential boss fights. So, I'm looking forward to kicking their ass. But, however though, there is one, well, I say two members of the council that we aren't seeing here. And just want to quickly point out here, we have the logo of Kevis, which is always on Lanz's armor or clothing, so it gives an indication on where this particular scene takes place. And finally, we do have an update on everyone's main affinity within the main game, and there are a few interesting things to point out here, but we'll get to that when we get to it. So again, bog standard, we see 6 main heroes, what side they're on, the Nopon on both sides, Vander in the middle, Melia and Nia. all well and good. However, we have got updates on various heroes in which we have to encounter, and some of these, they got introduced in the Direct, others we know about, however, others are mysteriously not present. One of which is Grey, the gunslinger who sounds like Batman.
Yeah.
Because an interesting thing to point out here, now if I am reading this right, we have 1, 2, 3, possibly 3 heroes on the Keva side. 1, 2, 3, possibly 4 on Agnes' side.
Is Gray at the bottom? No.
No, he's gone. Now, again, we do not know if there's going to be more heroes to come, because it really weirds me out how Agnes has more heroes than Kevus. So I don't think this Affinity shot is all set and done. Mostly because we've had characters that have been blurred out in menus, and again, the absence of Grey. But still though, it is intriguing on to where loyalties lie and what roles they are going to play in the story. And hopefully these new heroes we've seen will get a bit more context on them as we go along. But now we get to some of the new stuff that wasn't actually well explained. So here we are, this is a Xenoblade Note Volume 6 coming directly from Nintendo of Japan themselves. Now most of this is going to be like sum-ups of what we've seen in a Direct prior. Same screenshots, same footage, whatnot. But however there are more still shots of mixing with Ouroboros, Vandom, still shots of the environment in-game, as well as things in cutscenes. As per usual, I'll say it here. The Medusa head member of the council in secret, however, does beg the question why put them in dim light if you're just going to show them in light anyway. But anyway though, one of the first new things in which we've seen is we have seen the "it's a wild ride" bloke. We thought, originally a lot of people thinking, oh well that just must mean an antagonistic version of Ouroboros. Actually no. This actually has a different name, and it's here. The council always cover their faces with masks and in battle, they seem to transform into a deformed figure. Mobius, that exceeds 5 meters. I'm not going to say anything about the meme or anything going on, but yeah, so it seems like we have Ouroboros and Mobius. So, it's a pretty cool thing. And we finally get a name for the guy who quotes that wild ride line. And his name is D. Just D. Not getting DDD or DD, but no, just D. It's like, okay, weird, but I'll take it. And of course, again, Sunny appears in the front of Noah and the others who are hostile on the battlefield and attacks in the form of Mobius. So again, it's pretty much confirmed, this guy, his name's D and he forms into Mobius. However, it is interesting to see that he can do it on his own and not seemingly mixing with anyone like our protagonists. And of course, we get our favourite character, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. A lot of people speculate that this is some sort of version of Noah.
Yeah.
For me, it wouldn't be the first time that Xenoblade has mixed in with like dual personalities or having 2 of the same people. But again, I'm not going to speculate. I'm just going to say, yep, there it is. She has infinite eyesight. So, yeah, look forward to what he has next. And of course we have screenshots we've always seen in a Direct, and this is what I was talking about, man. Just the expansive environment in which has so much depth and expansions to it. I'm gonna love exploring each and every little bit and seeing returning monsters that we all know and love.
Or hate.
Yeah, that's depending on your perspective. But still though, it is awesome to see, and I look forward to seeing more of this. And of course we have you can deepen your wounds with the inhabitants. You can continue to hurt more, or hurt them, depending on your perspective. It's like, I've suffered, you backstabbing bastards, I'm gonna kill you all. Noah becomes a psychopath. And again, Gotta say, I love the fact that the skill tree affinities are coming back. And if I'm looking at this correctly, it would appear like this particular one, this side, it is faded out. Meaning he is no more. So that is a goddamn shame because I love people and I don't want people to die, says Rex.
Yeah.
But hey ho. And of course we have other screenshots of the new heroes in which we have no idea who they are or what role they take in the game or even what weapons they have. Except for Fiona. She's cute. But again, I'm getting Vess/Agate vibes from this gal. I'm getting, honestly, a mix of a lot of people here.
Kind of a Malthus and Izarugi? I don't know. Something, he looks related to Izarugi.
Maybe. And I just cannot see this last and not think Catherine from Fire Emblem.
Same here.
Yeah, it's so good. And again, another update on this screen in which we still are taunted by someone who is blurred against us. Like, damn you.
I've seen someone speculate that could be Vandom, but why would they blur out Vandom?
Maybe they just don't want to build your hopes up. Or it could be an entirely new character that they don't want to spoil, or they don't want to have a recurring character coming out. It's hard to say. And of course, we now get each mix has 2 different Ouroboroses. Ouroborosai? I don't know how it goes. Either way, one form in which Noah takes the lead, and one form in which Mio takes the lead. And they operate they operate differently, I should say, and they focus on different things. The same can be said for the Senna Lands, each different form, as well as Uni and Tyon. And I don't know why, I just love the fact that the Uni's Ouroboros has a jet board. It's like, I don't give a damn, I'm gonna skate on. And that's all I'm gonna look forward to seeing how well they play. Now, one final thing to note, as it did with the Direct yesterday, compatible with Amiibos. I still stand by it. I really hope they make Xenoblade 3 Amiibos. New Amiibos are still being made, looking at you, Monster Hunter Sunbreak. And again, we have the fact that Amiibos can work in-game, but however, if you look at the little description that is just above this image here, if you clear the game, everyone will be able to change the appearance of the Monad. Translation aside, this means everyone can dress as Shulk and everyone can have the Monado. Now, it all depends. Will you be able to unlock the Monado in-game, or is the Amiibo just a way to make a shortcut of it?
The Amiibo's there so you can have the Monado in the base game, but everyone gets it in New Game Plus.
Sweet. So you can have 6 Monados. That is breaking the game.
Yeah.
Imagine if every character in the original Xenoblade had the Monado. No one would die. And of course, we get to the real good stuff with this little image right here, Monolith. You can't just put this image here and make it not mean anything. We get DLC, we get expansion pass, which is new heroes, fashion, challenge areas, strong enemies, and of course, original new story. Will it be a Torna? Will it be future connected, or something entirely different? What does the one Monad, the 2 Holy Grail sword, and Noah's blade mean? Stay tuned. I think we pretty much know what they are and what they mean. It means stuff being combined. Oh my god, what if they combine all 3 swords and make the ultimate Monagus Aegis sword?
Yeah.
A Monagus. And Anado. Where's my Anago? And of course, Nintendo of Japan mocks us so by saying, hey, if you want to pre-order the special edition of Xenoblade 3, well, you know what, it's right here. It's right here, go on. Frolic and enjoy. It's there for purchase. You know, because Monolith Japan have their... Nintendo of Japan have their stuff together.
Why does Nintendo of Japan get the prettiest website?
Because because Japan is awesome. And the West, in a lot of ways, ain't. And that's going to be it for everything that we have seen so far. Now, we might go over a few more things if new details or new tidbits come out. And when we do, you guys will be the first to know from this channel. So, if you did like this video, then please be sure to like it. And if you want to see more and stay up to date with more Xenoblade stuff, news, screenshots, or whatever the case, we'll be here to cover it. But until then, I've been Lightning.
I'm Alice.
And I am extremely looking forward to Xenoblade, even more so. I didn't think that was possible.
Yeah.
But hey ho, we're here, and we're salivating at the fort. Till then, thanks guys, we'll see you next time.